Namaskaram. A woman is not someone who needs to be noticed. She is the very force that makes life happen. But too often she looks outside for validation, forgetting that the power within her is far greater than any fleeting glance or admiration. Own your presence. A woman's presence is not about how she looks, what she wears, or how loud she speaks. It is about the energy she carries. When you walk into a room, long before you say a word, your presence has already spoken. People may not remember every word you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. If your presence is weak, if you shrink yourself, hesitate, or constantly seek approval, the world will not respond to you with admiration. Instead, it will treat you as you treat yourself. Owning your presence begins with awareness. How do you carry yourself? Do you walk into spaces with confidence? Or do you step lightly, hoping not to be noticed? Do you speak with clarity, or do you hesitate, waiting for permission? Presence is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It is about being the most grounded, the most assured. When a woman truly knows herself, when she has no doubt about who she is, that certainty commands respect without effort. A powerful presence is not built overnight. It is cultivated through the choices you make every day. The way you sit, the way you stand, the way you breathe, each of these things shapes the energy you bring. A woman who carries herself with grace and purpose does not demand attention, she naturally draws it. She does not need to prove her worth, she embodies it. Presence is not about force, it is about mastery over oneself. Many women make the mistake of believing that presence is about external validation. They think that if they dress a certain way or behave a certain way, they will be noticed. But presence has little to do with the external and everything to do with the internal. A woman who is at peace with herself, who is deeply rooted in her being, does not seek attention, yet she receives it effortlessly. This is the paradox of presence. The more you need attention, the less you receive. The less you seek it, the more it finds you. To own your presence, you must first cultivate inner stillness. A restless mind, a heart full of doubts and emotions that are easily swayed, will create a weak presence. But when you develop clarity, when you are no longer controlled by the noise of the world, your presence becomes undeniable. People are drawn to those who carry a certain peace within them, because true strength is not in loudness, but in unwavering calm. Another aspect of presence is the ability to be fully in the moment. Many people live either in the past or the future, rarely engaging with the now. When you are completely present, when your attention is fully in what you are doing, you create an impact. Whether you are speaking to one person or standing before many, if your mind is scattered, your energy will be scattered. But when you are fully here, when you give your presence completely to the moment, people feel it, and they cannot ignore it. Your presence also comes from how you treat yourself. If you constantly criticize yourself, if you doubt your own worth, that insecurity will be felt by others. A woman who owns her presence does not allow her thoughts to diminish her. She knows that she is not her mistakes, not her fears, not her past. She understands that her worth is not up for debate. And because she respects herself, the world responds in kind. A woman's presence is not about seeking approval. It is about being so completely in tune with herself that approval becomes irrelevant. When you truly own your presence, you become undeniable, not because you try to be seen, but because you exist in a way that cannot be ignored. Stop chasing, start attracting. The moment you chase something, you place it above yourself. Whether it is a man, a goal, or recognition, the act of chasing comes from a place of lack. It suggests that you believe you are incomplete without it. A woman who understands her worth does not chase. She allows. She does not run after attention, affection, or approval, because she knows that anything truly meant for her will be drawn to her naturally. Chasing creates desperation, and desperation repels. Attraction, on the other hand, is effortless. When you cultivate inner fulfillment, when you are so complete within yourself that nothing outside of you defines your joy, people cannot help but be drawn to you. Attraction is not just about beauty or charm, it is about energy. The way you feel about yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you exist in your own space determines the kind of energy you project. If you are constantly seeking validation, if you believe that someone else's presence will complete you, then your energy will be needy. And neediness is never attractive. But if you shift your focus inward, if you invest in your own growth, cultivate your own happiness, and move through life with purpose, then attraction happens naturally. You do not have to try to pull people toward you. Your energy itself will make them want to come closer. A woman who attracts rather than chases does not sit idly waiting for things to come to her. But she also does not run after them, she moves with grace, knowing that what aligns with her will naturally find its way. When you chase, you often accept less than you deserve because you are too busy pursuing rather than receiving. But when you attract, you have the power to choose. You are no longer waiting for someone to notice you, love you, or value you. Instead, you are living fully, and in that fullness, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences gravitate toward you effortlessly. The secret to attraction lies in self-contentment. When you are at peace with who you are, when you have built a life that is rich with meaning, you exude a confidence that is impossible to ignore. People are drawn to those who radiate joy without dependence, to those who shine without effort. This is why the most magnetic women are not the ones who seek attention, but the ones who are so deeply engaged in their own growth, purpose, and happiness that attention becomes a natural byproduct. Instead of running after things, focus on becoming someone worth running toward. Stop chasing, start attracting. Chasing something, whether it is love, attention, or validation, immediately shifts the power away from you. The act of running after something places you in a position of lack, signaling to the world that you need something outside of yourself to feel complete. But true magnetism does not come from seeking, it comes from being. The moment you stop grasping for what you desire, and instead focus on embodying the qualities that naturally draw it to you, the entire dynamic changes. Attraction is not about manipulation or playing games, it is about alignment. When you are deeply in tune with yourself, when you walk with confidence, clarity, and purpose, people and opportunities will find you without force. Attraction is an energy game. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you carry the energy of desperation, you will only pull in situations that reflect that neediness. But if you cultivate an aura of fulfillment, of joy, of self-contentment, then everything around you will begin to shift. This is why the most captivating women are not necessarily the ones who try the hardest, but the ones who are the most at peace within themselves. They are deeply engaged in their own growth, passionate about their own lives, and radiate a kind of effortless confidence that makes people naturally gravitate toward them. Attraction is never about external effort, it is an internal state that speaks louder than words. A woman who is truly magnetic does not wait for someone to choose her. She chooses herself first. She does not chase affection or approval because she knows her worth is not determined by how others respond to her. Instead of running after love, she becomes love. Instead of seeking validation, she validates herself. This shift in mindset is profound when you stop asking, how can I get someone to notice me? And instead focus on how can I become the most radiant, fulfilled version of myself. You will see how effortlessly the right things begin to flow into your life. This does not mean you remain passive, doing nothing. It means you move through life with grace, knowing that what is meant for you will never require you to chase. When you stop chasing, you create space for what is truly meant for you. Desperation forces things, attraction allows them. A woman who embraces her own energy, who invests in herself and her purpose, becomes a force that is impossible to ignore. Instead of grasping at love, she embodies it. Instead of seeking attention, she commands it through her presence. This is the difference between a woman who is constantly in pursuit and one who effortlessly draws in what she desires. The moment you understand this, you step into a new kind of power. One that does not beg, does not cling, but simply exists in a way that naturally pulls the right people and opportunities toward you. Deepen your inner world. A woman's true power does not come from how she looks or how she presents herself to the world. It comes from the depth of her inner world. Intelligence, charm, and beauty may catch someone's attention, but it is depth that holds it. A shallow existence where one only focuses on external validation, fleeting trends, or temporary pleasures creates a weak presence. But a woman who has cultivated a rich inner world and filled with wisdom, curiosity, and self-awareness becomes truly, she does not rely on external things to make her feel whole, because she has built a universe within herself. Deepening your inner world starts with self-exploration. Many people move through life reacting to circumstances rather than truly understanding themselves. They absorb the opinions of others, follow societal expectations, and rarely question who they truly are. But a woman who takes the time to reflect, to ask herself deep questions, and to seek knowledge beyond the surface, becomes someone of substance. She does not just exist, she understands, she perceives, she grows. And in that growth, she develops an energy that draws people in, not because she demands attention, but because her very presence carries depth. Reading, learning, and expanding your mind are crucial aspects of developing inner depth. A woman who feeds her mind with knowledge, who remains curious about the world, and who seeks wisdom rather than just information carries a different aura. When she speaks, there is substance in her words. When she listens, she does so with genuine interest. Conversations with her are not empty, they are enriching. This is what makes her truly attractive, not just in a romantic sense, but as a person whom others respect and admire. Emotional depth is just as important as intellectual depth. A woman who understands her own emotions, who has faced her own fears, and who has learned to navigate the complexities of life with grace, carries a quiet strength. She is not easily shaken by trivial matters. She does not overreact to small inconveniences or get lost in unnecessary drama. Instead, she moves through life with a sense of calm and emotional intelligence that makes people feel safe in her presence. She is not just someone to talk to, she is someone who can be deeply understood and who can understand others in return. Spiritual depth is another dimension that adds to a woman's presence. This does not necessarily mean religion, but rather a connection to something beyond the material world. A woman who takes time to reflect, to meditate, to find meaning beyond the surface, develops a presence that is both powerful and soothing. She is not constantly searching for distractions or external pleasures to fill a void. She is at peace with herself. And this peace is felt by everyone who comes into her space. Self-awareness is a fundamental part of deepening your inner world. Many people live on the surface, never questioning their thoughts, their patterns, or their behaviors. But a woman who takes time to understand herself, her strengths, her weaknesses, her fears, and her desires, becomes someone who cannot be easily manipulated or swayed by outside influences. She is firm in who she is, yet open to growth. She does not need approval because she knows herself deeply, and that self-acknowledge gives her an unshakable confidence. Creativity and self-expression also play a major role in deepening your inner world. Whether it is through art, music, writing, or any form of creative outlet, expressing yourself allows you to explore parts of yourself that words alone cannot capture. A woman who has a creative side, who allows herself to dream, imagine, and build something unique, brings a different energy into any space she enters. She is not just consuming the world around her, she is creating, adding, and leaving her own imprint. Ultimately, a woman with a deep inner world does not need to seek attention. Her very being demands it. Not because she asks for it, but because she has become someone who is truly interesting, truly alive, and truly aware. She is not merely existing, she is evolving, growing, and expanding in ways that make ignoring her impossible.